In this video, what I want to show you is how you can harvest all the clean water your family needs in a crisis, even if there is no well, stream, or creek near your home that you can take a bucket to fill up, where I can give you the A to Z plans for how to build the ultimate water harvesting system, a system developed by the same guy who the state of North Carolina turned to when they needed help building a completely off-grid, self-reliant community, so that if you are concerned about maybe your well running dry as water tables across the country are dropping, or maybe you live in a suburbia type of location where you can't actually have a well, but you still want to be able to harvest clean water if the grid goes down and the tap stops flowing, or maybe you've been told that you can't safely harvest rainwater off of your type of roof and you would like to know what systems you can install to get clean water from any roof. And then if you would love it if someone could show you exactly how to plumb that water system into your house so it can even provide enough hot, pressurized water for a 10-minute shower without using any electricity whatsoever, well, if being able to do that, especially if your city's water was no longer working or your well had gone dry, interests you, then pay close attention for the next couple of minutes and I'll show you exactly how to design a system for doing just that in this video. But first, let me share a little bit about how I discovered this water harvesting system. See, it all started by writing a $17,000 check for this piece of junk. And while this does give me lots of water, and I say water in quotes because this water is so toxic that you can literally light it on fire, and I'm not kidding you there, I can't pronounce the name of the stuff that's in this water, but when we took a vial of it to be tested, when we opened up the vial and lit a match, we actually got flames. So needless to say, it is not fit for consumption. And to make matters worse, this year, my state, the state of Washington, is going through the worst drought in 65 years. And as I speak, nearly the entire state is on fire because the ground is just so dry from no rain. And the long-term forecasts are predicting that we're likely to have this kind of dry weather next year too. And if that does happen, we start to get into a situation where wells are going to start running dry in the summers. And it's not like I live somewhere that's a desert either. I live in the Pacific Maritime Northwest, which is basically a Seattle type of environment, a place kind of known for its rain if you hadn't heard. So if Seattle is having a hard time maintaining its groundwater supplies, then that doesn't bode well for a lot of the areas of the country. And you can see it, right, in the data when you pull up the official drought monitor charts for this year, or you pull up the charts that monitor water tables across the country, or wherever you live. Basically, a whole lot of people are running out of good water. And I don't know about you, but I didn't want to be one of those who runs out of water when the poo hits the fan. So I started really looking for some non-well-based solutions, and this one really landed in my lap. It's truly a beauty. You see, my brother and I were out filming a project with Scott Hunt from the Doomsday Preppers TV show. He's actually the one who invented the scoring system for that show. And if you don't know Scott, he's an off-grid genius, literally. And he specializes in building water systems that will work when the grid goes down, and he builds them literally for preppers. And what he spends a lot of his time doing is building water harvesting systems for his clients. And what Scott had started to notice, as I pointed out earlier, is that over the years that he has been doing this with his clients, water tables have continued to drop lower and lower. So he has started to specialize in building super reliable and robust rain catchment systems that work just as well as a well and that can be plumbed into preppers' homes so that if their water tables are low, they can still have clean water. Now, if you're not familiar with rain catchment, one of the biggest problems with it is that roofs catch debris, and that debris can really clog up your rain catchment system and its filters and all the plumbing. So what Scott has done is he has built what has to be the most efficient system at removing debris from a roof that you've ever seen, or certainly that I've ever seen. So now for the big stuff, what he's done is he's got systems for getting rid of bird poop, he has systems for getting rid of leaves, he has systems for preventing rats from getting into your system and polluting it, and for then the smaller stuff like fine sediments, Scott showed me how he sets this drainage system up so that it allows his water system to avoid the sediment that floats on the top with one type of mechanism, and then how it lets it sink to the bottom, and he has another system for then getting it out of the tank so that the stuff that comes out the other end of the tap is completely safe to drink and sediment free no matter what type of roof you're catching the water off of. And because he's never one to do things halfway, Scott then showed me how he built two types of this system for running this water into his house, and how to do that with either a couple of solar panels to run a pump and a small water heater if you want to go that route, or how to modify a small wood stove and deliver the water to the house by using a hand pump that could supply enough water pressure for a 10-minute hot shower if you wanted to go the truly off-grid route. And I was basically so impressed with this system that I asked Scott if he would consider creating a set of blueprints that I could offer to you so that you could take his blueprints and build one of these systems for harvesting rainwater off of any type of roof you have in your property too. And I'm happy to say that after a couple dollars on a check were written, he agreed, and the result is a 26-page set of blueprints for building the ultimate rain catchment system that shows you how to correctly size the system for any structure on your property and predict exactly how much clean water it can produce from every rainstorm so you'll never run out of water, how to calculate how much water that your family will need so you buy the right size storage tanks, links and resources for where to buy the most reliable parts so your system won't break down in a collapse. You'll get plumbing tricks for reducing the floating sediment so your water filters last longer, the spots in the systems that most often collect and grow bacteria, and the changes that you need to make to the plumbing that most people don't know about that can keep that bacteria from growing. You'll learn how and where to add carbon filters for extra filtration so you can be sure that any dangerous bacteria won't be able to make you sick and your family sick. You'll learn how to build bottom scum drains so you don't have to always be cleaning out your tank, how to build mechanical sediment traps that remove the final small particles from your water right before it hits your filter, massively increasing your filter's life. And maybe most importantly, you'll see the types of filters that he's been testing successfully for years and years with this system so that you won't waste money buying ones that simply don't hold up. And you'll get Scott's favorite water pumping solutions for both hand crank power or electric power so you can quietly pump your water without neighbors knowing your house still has running water during a collapse situation where maybe you don't want to advertise that feature in your home. So that all in all, you'll basically have a system that gives you all the water you need for not having to do dishes with cold water brought in by the pail from the creek, being able to take hot showers even in the middle of winter so that your family's hygiene stays in good order and hygiene-related illnesses don't spread in your household, and a system that even in a drought like I'm going through right now, where let's say your well had run dry for the summer, with just a few hours of a summer storm, you'd be able to replenish all your water storage for the next several months so you don't have to lug pails of water up from the creek in the middle of summer like they do in third world countries like Africa. And today I want you to have this complete 26-page blueprint for setting up a truly self-reliant rain harvesting system for 60% off. Now, up until today, these fully illustrated blueprints were only sold as a bundle with 12 other prepper-based project blueprints in a package that sells for $240. And while I think that I could argue you would save way more than $240 by using these blueprints to avoid buying the wrong pump or the wrong filter that would just end up maybe breaking down on you when you needed it most in a crisis, I wanted to price this system at a super affordable level because more people need to be building this type of system if we all want to make it through to the other side of this collapse. So I've decided to price these blueprints for just $19.95, but if you order this week, I'm actually going to knock 60% off that retail price and let you have a set of this ultimate rain harvesting blueprints for just $7. And if this blueprint doesn't save you at least $250 on materials and equipment when you're building your rain catchment system, this blueprint is free, and I double guarantee it. And here's what I mean by that. So the first part of this guarantee is that if for any reason you look at this blueprint and you decide that it's just not for you for whatever reason and you'd like to go another direction with your water getting goals, just let me know and the whole thing is yours for free and I'll refund every penny. But if you do like it like I think you will and you decide to go ahead and start building it, my second part of this guarantee is that if after building this system you realize that it did not save you at least $250 in parts and likely a lot more by just saving you the wrong decisions you would have otherwise made, let me know and I will not only refund you for the blueprint, but I will cut you a check for $250 myself. This isn't like some stringent thing where I'm going to copy receipts. It's just on the honor system. All you have to do is let me know, and that $250 check is on your way because I want this to save you money because you have these blueprints. And I just want to be clear here. That literally guarantees that if you try to build a rain catchment system without these plans, you are guaranteed to spend $250 more than without these plans. Because even if you're a contractor and you know how to find all the best parts and the best deals to make the system at the same cost, and my blueprint shows you how, I still stand by my guarantee where if it doesn't save you money, I'll still cut you the check for $250. So you literally can't lose here. And I'm doing that because that's how confident I am that this system is exactly what you need when it comes to getting clean, safe drinking water in a collapse. And by the way, that guarantee is good for a full year after purchase. So when you pick up a copy of these blueprints today, even if you procrastinate over the next few months with building it, I'll still honor that guarantee for a full 365 days after you buy. I don't know of anyone else selling project blueprints that believes in them enough to make that kind of guarantee. But remember, this offer is only available this week, and after this week, I will be raising the price of these blueprints. So if you'd like to save 60% off the retail price, plus get my guarantee of $250 in savings off the cost of building this project, click the Add to Cart button below this video now, and these plans can be yours for just one payment of $7 in the next couple of minutes. Because when you click that button and fill out the order form, you'll be instantly emailed the download link to this blueprint, and it'll be sitting in your email, again, in just 2 minutes from now. And since it's a downloadable product, there's no shipping costs, so you save even a little bit more there. And please, let's heed the warning signs that are going off all around us. You already hear on the news that the water situations in many places like California or Texas or my own state of Washington and many others, they're at dangerously low levels. And you've probably seen how our officials are really not doing anything about it and don't know how to fix it. So in my view, this really is one of those fork in the road moments where we all have to decide if we're going to do the responsible thing and take some protective measures to protect ourselves from these water shortages, or if we're going to sit back and just wait for government to fix it and then freak out when the tap no longer turns on or the bills are through the roof or you no longer are allowed to water your orchards and stuff starts to die. And that's why there really is no better time than now to get the exact A to Z 26-page blueprint for how to build a completely off-grid rain catchment system capable of delivering clean, piping hot water to your home, even in areas where there is no well. All for just $7 and a save at least $250 on the project's build guarantee. So if that sounds like a fair deal, click the add to cart button below now, fill out the form on the following page so I know where to email you the download links for these blueprints, and I look forward to helping you add some serious resilience to your water plan.